Okay. Yesterday we discussed problems based on complex integration. That one discussed based on problems based on two theorems. First one is Cauchy's integral theorem. Again, that one second one is Cauchy's integral formula and its generalized form. Then Cauchy's integral theorem means what it is. If f of z is analytic, if f of z is analytic inside a simple closed curve C, then integral over C f of z dz equal to 0. Then how you check that whether we should apply Cauchy's integral theorem or Cauchy's integral formula? We have to apply that. We should just see that whether the function, we should find out the point at which the function f of z is not analytic. Then we should check whether that point is interior to C or exterior to C. If it is exterior to C means the function will become analytic inside C. Then we should apply Cauchy's integral theorem. Then integral will become 0 directly you can write. Then if f of z is analytic inside C, then if we are getting that point, the function f of z is not analytic at that point is inside C, then we should apply either Cauchy's integral formula or Cauchy's generalized integral formula. What is Cauchy's integral formula? Integral over C f of z by z minus a dz equal to 2 pi I into f of a. If it is Cauchy's generalized integral formula means what it is? Integral over C f of z dz by z minus a power n plus 1 equal to 2 pi I by n factorial fn of a. Now we will discuss the last problem based on complex integration. Same type of problem we have done before also. Only small change was there. Integral over C sin pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by z minus 1 all square into z minus 2, where C is mod z equal to 3. Okay. Now here the function is not analytic at which are points z equal to 1 and z equal to 2. Understood? Here denominator you should see z minus 1 all square equal to 0. That means that point is z equal to 1. Then next one is point z minus 2 equal to 0 means z equal to 2. Now we check that whether these points are interior or exterior to C. What is our C? C is mod z equal to 3. What is mod z equal to 3 means? Circle with the center at 0 and radius 3. Then clearly both points are what it will become? Both points are interior to C. Now both points are interior means which one we should apply? We should apply Cauchy's integral formula or generalized Cauchy's integral formula. For that, first of all, what we should do? To apply that Cauchy's integral formula on denominator only one function should be there. But here see, it is the product of two functions. Then first we have to use partial fraction. Then we will use that partial fraction. How you have to, here no integral, here integral sign should be removed. What you get? 1 by z minus 1 all square into z minus 2 d, that one what we can write a by z minus 1 plus b by z minus 1 all square plus c by z minus 2. That same this partial fraction before one problem we have done 1 by z minus 1 all square, that one we have already done one for one problem. Yes, here just see. Here, I think 7th problem or 8th problem something. 13th problem. We have done, hello? Just see here 1 by z plus 1, no, that is z plus 1 all square only. Here it is z minus 1 all square into z minus 2. There it was, okay. I think we have done the same partial fraction, I think so. That's why I didn't write again.
Ninth problem.
Which one? Ninth?
Yes, ma'am.
Ninth, okay. Yes, thank you. No, ninth is z minus 1 into z minus 2, no? This is z minus 1 all
Yes.
square into z minus 2. I think not in this first few problems were no. That time I did, I think. So on 1 second, I will just whiteboard, I will that no project it and show that. Because here typing will be difficult. What we have to find out 1 by z minus 1 all square into z minus 2. Then how we can write it as? We can write it as a by 1 second. I will connect it whiteboard. What was that? 1 by
Z minus 1 whole square into Z minus 2, ma'am.
Okay. I think that no, if all of you do it also, it's not easy for me to write it. 1 by z minus 1 all square. 1 second, I will connect it in my mobile because here writing it's very difficult for me. 1 by z minus 1 all square into z minus 2. All of you do it along with me. Then how we can write it that? First we can write it as a by, how we can write it as a by
Z minus
z
minus
minus
1
1.
plus
Okay, do it and find out that also. A by z minus 1 plus b by z
Z
minus
minus
1
1
all
whole.
square. Okay, b by z minus 1 all square. Z minus 1 all square. Then plus c by z minus 2. C by z minus 2. I think all of you are trying yourself also. Try yourself and find out the values for A, B, C. I thought already we have you done this one, but there no z plus 1 it was. Okay, then what you get it as 1 equal to, what you get 1 equal to A into, what you have to write A into, what it will be there? A into, what you get? Z
Z minus
minus
1 into Z
1
minus
into Z minus
Z
2. Okay.
2.
Z minus 2. Z minus 2. Then plus B into what it will get it as? B into
Z minus
Z
2.
minus
Z
2.
minus 2, ma'am.
B into Z minus 2. Then plus C into, plus C into what you get it as? C into Z minus 1 all square. Getting now?
Minus
Z minus 1 all square. Okay.
whole
Now
square.
what we will do? We will substitute it. First what we can substitute? Z equal to 1. Z equal to 1. When you substitute Z equal to 1, what we get it as? This A part will become 0. C part also will become 0. Then what it is there? This side, left hand side 1 equal to B into minus 1. B into minus 1 we get. Or what we get it as? B into, it is into not B into minus 1. B into minus 1. B into minus 1 means what we get it as B. B equal to minus 1 we get. B we get it as minus 1. Then next what we should give? Z equal to, Z equal to what we can give? Z equal to 2 we can give.
2.
Okay. When you give z equal to 2, what you get? 1 equal to, which one all will become 0? A part will become 0, B part
Then
also will become 0.
B
Okay.
part will become 0.
Then which one will be there? C into 2 minus 1 all square. 2 minus 1 all square means 1 only. Then what we get it as? C. C we get it as 1. C we get equal to 1. Now, one more is the A we should get it. For that what we can do? Compare coefficients of which one? Z square. We can compare coefficients of Z square. Then what you get? Left hand side, no Z square term. Then what it will be? 0. Equal to, that's equal to, here what it is? A is there, A Z square. Then which term will be the last one? C term also, C Z square. Then A plus C 0. A plus C 0 means what you can write? A equal to minus C. Okay. A equal to what we get it as? Minus C we get it. Okay. I will explain what we have to write it. 1 by Z minus 1 all square into Z minus 2. What you get it as? A by Z minus 1 plus B by Z minus 1 all square plus C by Z minus 2. Then we can write 1 equal to A into Z minus 1 into Z minus 2 plus B into Z minus 2 plus C into Z minus 1. Here I think I have correct, Z minus 1 all square, correctly only written, Z minus 1 all square. Then we should give substitution and find out the value for A, B, C. First we substituted Z equal to 1. Then we got Z equal to 1 means B into minus 1 is 1. That means we got B equal to minus 1. Then Z equal to 2. Z equal to 2 means what we get it as? Z equal to 2 means first two terms cancel. Then we got it as 2 minus 1, 1 square, C equal to 1. Then next we are comparing coefficients of Z square. Left hand side, no Z square terms. Then what you get it as? 0 equal to A plus C. That means A equal to minus C. Then what we get it as? A equal to, what you get? Minus C means it is minus 1. Then what are points we got? A minus 1, B minus 1, C equal to 1. All of you understood now? I will move back to that one. Okay, now I will move on to that. My screen only I will go. Able to see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What values we got? A equal to minus 1, B equal to minus 1, C equal to 1 we got. Now we can substitute in that value. Then how we can write it as? We should write integral over C sin pi z square plus cos pi z square by z minus 1 all square into z minus 2 dz. Then first term what it will be? That f of z will be there. What is f of z? Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by a by z minus 1. But what is a? Minus 1. Then minus 1 by z minus 1. That is our first integral. Now second integral, our f of z should be there. F of z is sin pi z square plus cos pi z square divided by that what should be b by z minus 1 all square. But what is our b? Minus 1. Then minus 1 by z minus 1 all square. Plus third integral f of z, we should write f of z sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. Then into c by z minus 2. But c is 1, then 1 by z minus 2. Now for each one, we know that all the points are lies inside C. Then we have to apply only which theorems? Either Cauchy's integral formula or Cauchy's generalized integral formula. For first one, what we should find out? We should apply. For first one, Cauchy's integral formula. For the last one also, we should apply Cauchy's integral formula. But middle integral for that second integral, we should apply Cauchy's generalized integral formula. What is our f of z here? Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. Now, we need that what are first one we should apply that we have already told. Without drawing that only you can understand that it will be inside. If you want you can draw the diagram and see whether points are inside or outside, but here it is clearly we can understand that it is interior to C. Now what is Cauchy's integral formula? You should remember integral over C f of z by z minus a equal to 2 pi I into f of a. Then in first case what we have to find out? F of 1 we should find out. Then last integral also what we should find out? What is a there? 2. Then we should find out 2. F of 2. Then first we find f of 1 and f of 2. Find f of 1, f of 2. Then what you get? Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. It will become sin pi plus cos pi. Sin pi 0. But cos pi what it is? Minus 1. Then next f of 2. Then f of 2 means what you get it as? Sin pi z square. That means sin pi into 4. Sin for pi plus cos for pi. Sin for pi 0. Cos for pi is 1. Now first integral we get. What is the formula? 2 pi I into f of 1. 2 pi I into f of 1 means 2 pi I into minus 1 we will get. Then third one also we'll get it as what is the formula? 2 pi I into, I will tell about second integral after that. Third integral also same like that. What you get? 2 pi I into f of 2. That means 2 pi I into 1 what you get? 2 pi. Now for the second integral, which theorem we should apply? Here just see sin pi z square plus cos pi z square by z minus 1 whole square. That means we should apply Cauchy's integral formula. You should write whenever like these problems are, you should write that whichever theorem you are applying, that statement you should write it. Now Cauchy's generalized integral formula means what is the formula? Integral over C f of z dz by z minus a power n plus 1 equal to 2 pi I by n factorial fn of a. Then what you should write here? Z minus a power n plus 1. What is a? A is 1. N plus 1 is 2. N plus 1 equal to 2 means what is n? N equal to 1. Okay. Then what we should find out? 2 pi I by n factorial. That means 2 pi I by 1 factorial f dash of a. That means f dash of 1 we should find out. Then first we find out what is f dash of z. What is our f of z? F of z is sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. Differentiate that. Then what you get? Differential of sin means what it is? Cos pi z square. Again we should differentiate pi z square. When you differentiate pi z square, what you get? 2 pi z. Now differential of cos. What is differential of cos? Minus sin pi z square into differential of pi z square. It is 2 pi z. Then which value we should find out? F dash of 1. Then f dash of 1, what you get? 2 pi cos pi minus 2 pi sin pi. But sin pi we know it is 0. Cos pi is minus 1. Then what you get? 2 pi into minus 1. That means minus 2 pi. Now we got all the values and substitute in that. Second integral formula also substitute in that second integral formula. What is the second integral formula? What you get that? 2 pi I by 1 factorial into f dash of 1. But f dash of 1, what we got? We got it as minus 2 pi. Now substitute in that our integral. Then first what it will be? First one. There one a is minus 1, that you should see and substitute minus, then first integral we got minus 2 pi. Again b also we got minus, then our second integral is minus 4 pi square I. plus then third integral we got 2 pi I. Now add all the things. Here plus 2 pi I plus 2 pi I, it will become 4 pi I minus minus plus 4 pi square I. Common term we can take outside. Which one is common term? 4 pi I is common. Then I 4 pi I common means here it is 1 plus pi. Okay, I will repeat. Partial fraction part again I am not repeating. What it is? Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square by z minus 1 into z minus 2. Then what you have to do first of all, what is C here? C means what is C here? C is mod z equal to 3. C is mod z equal to 3. Then what you get done? It is a circle with the center at 0 and radius 3. Then here function is not analytic at which point? Z equal to 1 and Z equal to 2. Then what you get that since it is Z equal to 1 and Z equal to 2 means both points 1 and 2 are inside C. Since it is inside C means we can apply either Cauchy's integral formula or generalized integral formula. But here it is of the denominator is the product of two functions. Then we can't apply directly either Cauchy's integral formula or generalized formula. Then we have to do partial fraction for 1 by z minus 1 all square into z minus 2. That can be written as a by z minus 1 plus b by z minus 1 all square plus c by z minus 2. Then we should do partial fraction, find out the values for a, b, c. After that we got a minus 1, b minus 1, c1. Now substitute in the integral. What we will do? That integral we will divide into 3 functions, 3 integrals. Then a by z minus 1. That means minus 1 by z minus 1 into f of z dz. That is our first integral. Second integral is b by z minus 1 all square. That means minus integral of minus z minus 1 all square, 1 by z minus 1 all square, f of z dz. Plus c by z minus 2. That means integral of 1 by z minus 2 sin pi z square plus cos pi z square dz. Now we have to apply Cauchy's integral formula for first and third function, third integral. And for second integral, we should apply Cauchy's generalized integral formula. Then for the first one, what you get? What is the formula? Integral over C, f of z by z minus z dz is 2 pi I into f of a. That means we should find 2 pi I into f of 1. Then for the third one, what we have to find out? 2 pi I into f of 2. For the second one, what it will be? 2 pi I by n factorial fn of a. But here n plus 1 is 2, then n is 1. Then 2 pi I by 1 factorial f dash of a. That means f dash of 1. Now we will find out all the things. What is our f of z? Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. We need f dash z. Find that f dash z. That means cos pi z square into 2 pi z. Then differential of cos is minus sin pi z square 2 pi z. Then find f dash of 1, that we get minus 2 pi. Similarly, what we should find out? F of 1 and f of 2. Find f of 1 and f of 2. Then next what we should do? We should substitute in that one. What is our formula? 2 pi I into f of 1. Then 2 pi I into minus 1 we get. Then second integral, what is the formula? 2 pi I by 1 factorial f dash of 1. Then third one, 2 pi I into f of 2. Then each integral value we get, then we should substitute there. But when you substitute that, you should remember their first integral, one minus sign is there. For second integral also minus sign is there because our a is minus 1, b also minus 1. But c is 1. Substitute that and simplify, then we will get this value. Any doubts? Whether
No, ma'am.
any doubts are but this problem is repeated one. It's the same thing. It's there in lab also. Okay. No doubts now. Shall I move on to the next theorem?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next three theorems are there. First I told first which one theorems are you studied that? Cauchy's integral theorem studied, then Cauchy's integral formula, generalized integral formula. That three theorems are very important. In between, a few small theorems also we discussed, but that three theorems are very important. Which one are? Integral theorem, generalized integral formula, and generalized integral formula. Now, three more theorems are there. All these six theorems are important. At least two theorems derivation you will get it, and one theorem statement also will be asked if you study from this part, that theorem. Next one is Cauchy's inequality. What is Cauchy's inequality? That statement also you should study the statement. What is the statement of that theorem? Statement also, if f of z is analytic inside and on the circle C with the center at z equal to a and radius r, then we should have to find out modulus of fn of a less than or equal to m into n factorial by r power n, where n is from 0, 1, 2 and capital M is the positive number such that modulus of f of z less than or equal to m for all c z on C. What is meant by modulus of f of z less than or equal to m means what is this m? What it is this m? You have studied in the sequence. But you can say that then the function is bounded and bounded above by which one? Capital M. Then what all things are given first we have to see. First one, what it is given? First condition is given f of z is analytic. That is one condition. Another one condition, what is that? It is analytic inside C. What is that C? C is a circle with the center at A and radius R. That means what is our equation of the circle? Modulus of z minus A equal to R. Again one more condition is given. What it is? F of z is a function bounded above by M. F of z is bounded also, it's given modulus of f of z less than or equal to M. Then what we should find out? Modulus of, in that case, we have to find modulus of f1 of A less than or equal to mn factorial by r power n. Then this is easy only. We are just applying Cauchy's generalized integral formula. What is Cauchy's generalized integral formula? Write Cauchy's generalized integral formula first of all. What is Cauchy's generalized integral formula? Integral over C f of z by dz by z minus a power n plus 1 equal to 2 pi I by n factorial fn of a. Or fn of a, what we can write? Because we need modulus of fn of a. Then how we can write fn of a? N factorial by 2 pi I. Fn of a, what you get? N factorial by 2 pi I. Integral over C f of z dz by z minus a power n plus 1. Then take modulus on both sides. Then what you get? Modulus of fn of a equal to modulus of n by 2 pi I integral over C f of z by z minus a power n plus 1 dz. Now that can be written as modulus, that value what you can write, less than or equal to mod n factorial by mod 2 pi I integral over C modulus of f of z modulus of z minus a power n plus 1 into modulus of dz. Then here it is modulus of n factorial, what it is? That is same as n factorial. Modulus of 2 pi I means what is that? 2 pi only. Modulus of I means 1. That means modulus of I means what you can write? Square root of 0 square plus 1. That is 1. Then integral over C. But it is given that modulus of f of z, what it is given? It is less than or equal to capital M. Divided by modulus of z minus a power n plus 1 into modulus of dz. Now we should get modulus of z minus a. But modulus of z minus a also we know, because C is the circle with what it is, center at A and radius R. That means what it is, modulus of z minus a? Modulus of z minus a is R. Understood? Since C means what it is, modulus of z minus a equal to R, that also we can substitute. Then n factorial by 2 pi m by modulus of z minus a power n plus 1. Then it will become R power n plus 1 modulus of dz. Now all other things we got. This is n factorial by 2 pi m. M is constant, we can take it out. R power n plus 1 also constant, we can take it out. Then integral over C modulus of dz. Now only one thing we should find out, what is modulus of dz. Then we get all other parts. Modulus of z minus a equal to R. Modulus of z minus a equal to R means, by using polar form, what we can write, z minus a equal to R e power I theta. That means what you get it as, z equal to a plus R e power I theta. Or what we get, dz means what you get it as, dz equal to, when you differentiate, what you get, I R e power I theta d theta. Then take modulus on both sides. Modulus of dz, what you get, mod I is 1, mod R, that is constant only R, modulus of e power I theta 1, then into d theta. Then what is modulus of e power I theta means? Modulus of e power I theta means square root of cos square theta plus sin square theta. That means 1 only. Then modulus of dz, what we are getting, R d theta. Then mn factorial by 2 pi R power n plus 1. But theta varies from where to where? Theta varies from 0 to 2 pi, since it is a circle. Then 0 to 2 pi R d theta. Now simplify all the things. Mn factorial by 2 pi, here one R is there, here denominator R power n plus 1. Then by R power n, then integral of d theta is theta from 0 to 2 pi. Then that we will get it as 2 pi. 2 pi to pi will be cancelled. Then what will be there? Mn factorial by R power n. Then we can say modulus of Fn of a less than or equal to Mn factorial by R power n. Okay, I will repeat that. It's easy one only. One thing you should remember the statement also. What it is, state and prove Cauchy's inequality will be the question. Then you should remember, if f of z is analytic inside and on the circle C with the center at z equal to a and radius r. And one more condition, what is that? Modulus of f of z less than or equal to m for all z on C. Then what we should get? Modulus of Fn of a less than or equal to Mn factorial by R power n, where n is 0, 1, 2, etc. Then what are things first we should use it? First we have to take that, what is, we should apply Cauchy's generalized integral formula. What is Cauchy's generalized integral formula? First of all, you write the Cauchy's generalized integral formula. What is Cauchy's generalized integral formula? Integral over C f of z dz by z minus a power n plus 1, that is equal to what it is, 2 pi I by n factorial Fn of a. But we need Fn of a. Then what you get? N factorial by 2 pi I integral over C f of z by z minus a power n plus 1. But we need modulus of Fn of a. Then take modulus on both sides. Then what you get? Modulus of Fn of a less than or equal to modulus of n factorial is n factorial. Modulus of 2 pi I is 2 pi. Then integral over C modulus of f of z by modulus of z minus a power n plus 1 into modulus of z. But it is given that modulus of f of z less than or equal to m. That we can substitute. And here one more substitution we can use. Because C is a circle with the center at A and radius R means equation is modulus of z minus a equal to R. Then denominator what you can write? R power n plus 1 into modulus of dz. Now all constants take it out. What are constants we get? Numerator mn factorial divided by denominator 2 pi into r power n plus 1. Now only one thing we should find out, integral over c modulus of dz. Then for integral over c modulus of dz alone we should find out. For that we will use the equation of the circle. What is the equation of the circle? Modulus of z minus a equal to r. Or z minus a, what we can write? R e power I theta. Or z equal to a plus r e power I theta. Find dz. Then what do you get dz? R I e power I theta d theta. Then take modulus. Then what do you get? Modulus of I1, modulus of e power I theta 1, then r d theta. But theta varies from where to where? It varies from 0 to 2 pi. Then what if it will, that integral will change? 0 to 2 pi d theta. That we know that when you integrate theta from 0 to 2 pi we get, that is same as 2 pi. Then 2 pi will be cancelled. Then what it is left? Mn factorial by r power n. Any doubts in that theorem? Any one of you, any doubts in that theorem? Okay, can I move on to the next theorem? It's our easy theorems only, but you should remember the statement also. If you remember the statement, proof, you will be able to write it. Any doubts means ask me, otherwise I will move on to the two more theorems are there. Any doubts? Because other two theorems depending upon the first theorem only. Next two theorems only just now we will apply that first Cauchy's inequality and we will prove it. Okay. Second theorem is Lowry's theorem. That also statement you should study. If f of z is analytic and bounded in the entire complex plane, then we should show that f of z is constant. What are conditions are given? F of z is analytic and bounded given in the entire complex plane. Then what we have to, in that case, we have to prove f of z will become constant. For that, we will apply Cauchy's inequality. First, you should write then Cauchy's inequality. Here it's written from Cauchy's inequality, but for that exam time, what you have to write? From Cauchy's inequality, then you should write the statement of Cauchy's inequality. What you should write? If f of z is analytic inside and on a circle C with center at z equal to a and radius r and modulus of f of z less than or equal to m, then modulus of fn of a less than or equal to mn factorial by r power n. But here we take that in particular n equal to 1. N equal to 1 means what you get here? Modulus of f dash a less than or equal to m into 1 factorial by r power 1. Or modulus of f dash a, what we get it as? Less than or equal to m by r. It is what we assumed in Cauchy's inequality. F of z is analytic inside a inside a circle only we have assumed. Just see, we have taken it as a circle with the center at A and R. We have proved only for the circle only we have proved. But here what is the difference? It is analytic in which one? Entire complex plane. Then how we will get that entire complex plane? Because we proved Cauchy's inequality only for a circle with center at A and R. But here that we should apply for that for the entire complex plane. That means what should be we should imagine that radius is infinite radius. That means what we will get it as, it's not a circle. What it will become when r tends to infinity, then what it will become, that we get entire complex plane. Have you understood why we have taken r tends to infinity? Because we are not considering for a small circle. We have to consider that for entire complex plane. Then we should imagine that that circle is r tending to infinity, then it will cover full entire complex plane. Then what we get in that case, r tends to infinity means m by r tends to 0. That means modulus of f dash a less than or equal to 0. Or we can say f dash a equal to 0. F dash a equal to 0 since we have taken for a particular value a. But like that it's not there. We have to consider for full complex plane, then a is any arbitrary point. Then what we can say? F dash z equal to 0 for all z. F dash z equal to 0 means what is meant by that? F of z is constant. Okay, then we got that one. What all things are given in Lovelace theorem? F of z is analytic and bounded in the entire complex plane. Then we have to prove that f of z is constant. For that, first of all, you should write the statement of Cauchy's inequality. What is Cauchy's inequality? If f of z is analytic inside a circle C with center at A and radius R and modulus of f of z less than or equal to m, then what we get? Modulus of fn of a less than or equal to mn factorial r power n. Now we are taking n equal to 1. Then modulus of f dash a less than or equal to m by r. But here the function is analytic in entire complex plane. Then what we can take it as r tends to infinity. Then m by r tends to 0. Then what you get? Modulus of f dash a less than or equal to 0. Or what we can say? F dash a equal to 0. But we have assumed like that one circle and a we have taken as any arbitrary value. Then what you get? F dash z will become 0 for any z. Then what you get? F of z, what you get that? F of z is a constant. Any doubts on this theorem? Any doubts? Anybody has any doubts on that one? Second theorem? Anybody has any doubts? Second theorem, whether anybody has any doubts? Shall I move to the next one now? All of you are able to hear me now. Any doubts, all? Chandrika? Screen is not visible. Huh? All of you are able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
One thing, no, like that something happens. Don't send me message because now only some that no senior students also were sending me message. That's why I won't open it. I will think that no, like that some messages only I will think. That time immediately call me. Till which theorem you have heard that one? Which one
Till
first?
Lovelace theorem.
Okay, Lovelace theorem only. How to that one now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, first one theorem had no Cauchy's inequality.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I will just explain that. Immediately call me. Okay, because no, I am not seeing the message. Again, continuously coming message means then I just
Called
open.
you, ma'am, but your phone was busy, ma'am.
Busy is drawing, huh? Okay, okay. I don't know. It's not busy or
Yes,
else
ma'am.
it is. Okay, okay. Then I will explain that Lovelace theorem. Then I will one more theorem only. Lovelace theorem, what it is means. What is the statement? If f of z is analytic and bounded in the entire complex plane, then we have to show f of z is constant. What all condition is given? It is analytic given and it is bounded. Then analytic means what it will be? Analytic means what we have to take it as? We should apply here Cauchy's inequality. What is Cauchy's inequality? F of z is analytic inside and on the circle C with the center at z equal to A, radius R, and modulus of f of z less than or equal to m. That is meant by bounded only. Then modulus of fn of A less than or equal to mn factorial by r power n. Then here the condition is f of z analytic also, bounded also. Only one change. In the Cauchy's inequality, we have taken f of z is analytic inside one small circle. But here what should be? It should be in the entire complex plane. Then only that change we have to do. For that we apply Cauchy's inequality. We take n equal to 1. When you take n equal to 1, what we get? Modulus of fn of A less than or equal to m by r. I told we are considering here not a circle, but we have explained that Cauchy's inequality is applicable for a circle with the center at A and radius r. But when it comes to Lovelace theorem, what should be? It should be analytic and bounded in the entire complex plane. Then that circle, what you have to think that circle, that one like that, not circle. That means we have to imagine that r tends to infinity. It's not a circle. R tends to infinity means what it will become? It will cover all entire complex plane. Then what you get? M by r tends to 0. Then what you get? Modulus of f dash a less than or equal to 0. That means f dash a is 0. But since a is arbitrary, what we get? We can write f dash z equal to 0. But what is f dash z equal to 0 means f of z is constant. Uh, I will explain it again. You are able to hear me now? Able to hear me? Okay. Then I will explain that again. What all things are given? F of z is analytic and bounded in the entire complex plane. Then we have to show f of z is constant. Then for that we are applying Cauchy's inequality. What is Cauchy's inequality? First of all, you should write statement for Cauchy's inequality. Cauchy's inequality means f of z is analytic in inside and on the circle with the center at A and radius r, and modulus of f of z less than or equal to m. Then we got modulus of fn of A less than or equal to mn factorial by r power n. But here the change is, it is not inside a circle. It is, we are extending that into a entire complex plane. Entire complex plane means instead of imagining a circle, what you have to imagine that it is a circle with infinite radius. Circle with infinite radius means what we can, that one, what we get entire complex plane. Then what we have to take? We take n equal to 1 in Cauchy's inequality. Then modulus of fn of A less than or equal to modulus of f dash a less than or equal to m by r. Since it is entire complex plane, what we are assume that r tends to infinity. Then m by r, what you get, tends to 0. That means modulus of f dash a less than or equal to 0, or what we can say f dash a equal to 0. since we have taken A as any arbitrary pointer, then what we can write f dash z equal to 0 for all z. Or f dash z 0 means what you get? F of z is constant. Whether any doubts in this theorem? Lovely's theorem? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then one more theorem is there that I will do it tomorrow. Now we will wind up that. Okay. Who are didn't that
Okay.
take a vaccination on just take the vaccination